In a world full of secrets and mysteries, Japanese demons are a fascinating enigma. From terrifying creatures that haunt those who lose their way, to evil spirits that bring bad luck and misfortune into people's lives. Grab your popcorn and prepare to be amazed. In Japanese mythology, there are a lot of demons represented in art and literature. Among of the most famous are Oni, Kitsune, Tengu, Kappa, and Yuki-onna. Oni are powerful and violent demons that are described as huge creatures with red skin, horns, fiery eyes, and animal body parts. They are often considered evil and are associated with the forces of evil and chaos. In some stories, Oni are seen as forces of nature, responsible for natural disasters. Kitsune. Kitsune possess superior intelligence, long life, and magical powers. They are a type of yokai, and the word kitsune is translated as fox spirit. There are two common classifications of kitsune. Zenko are benevolent celestial foxes associated with the god Inari. On the other hand, Yako, also called no-kitsune, are evil foxes. A kitsune can take a human form, an ability learned when it reaches a certain age. Foxes are particularly famous for imitating beautiful women. In medieval Japan, it was believed that any single woman encountered at night could be a kitsune. In some stories, kitsune have difficulty hiding their tails. Looking for a tail when the fox is drunk or not paying attention is a common way to discern their true nature. Kitsune may be exposed when in human form out of fear and hatred of dogs, and some become so disturbed by the presence of dogs that they revert to fox form and run away. There is a very sad legend in which a kitsune fell in love with a human boy. She tried to hide her true nature but was eventually forced to reveal the truth to him. The boy was shocked and felt betrayed, so Kitsune had to leave him. However, Kitsune could not forget the boy and returned to him in the form of a human girl. In the end, the people of the village found out about her nature from Kitsune and caught her. Kitsune was killed by the villagers, and the human boy was left heartbroken and forever grieving the loss of his beloved Kitsune. It is said that a white rose flower grew in the place where Kitsune was killed, becoming a symbol of her love and sacrifice. Tengu. Tengu are Japanese spirits from Buddhist mythology. These spirits are depicted as having bird wings and claws with a long red nose. Tengu are known both for their power and ability to control wind and storms, and for being able to teach humans archery and fighting techniques. Tengu is often described as a capricious and misunderstood spirit. It is also said that these spirits can be a protection or a curse to a human, depending how they are treated. In some stories, Tengu can be seen as a protector of mountains and forests, while in others, he is portrayed as a villain who tricks people. Tengu is also often associated with values such as courage, loyalty, and honor. Another Japanese legend says that Tengu were created from the spirit of a dead warrior who was too passionate about war and refused to be pacified. After his death, his spirit became a Tengu and continued to train and fight. Kappa, also known as Kawatar or Water Child, is an amphibian demon of the yokai category. Kappa are relatively humanoid in shape, about the size of a child, but with green skin covered in scales, like frogs. They live in the lakes and rivers of Japan. These creatures are said to have 3 anuses and despite their small size possess a great power. Kappa are dangerous demons that can easily kill a human in water, but on land these demons are very weak, and their only source of power is a bowl of water overhead that must be full. If the water dries up or the bowl empties, these creatures lose all their power and die. Kappa have a passion for cucumbers, and if you meet a Kappa, you can offer them a cucumber to persuade them to live in peace. Yuki-onna. Yuki-onna hunts lost travelers during the snowstorms that blanket the Japanese Alps in winter. She has an otherworldly beauty with long hair and dark eyes. Her skin is angelous and snow-white, but her body is as cold as ice. A mere touch is enough to give a human a deep, unshakable chill. They feed on life force, sucking it from humans' mouths with an icy kiss that freezes their victims. Yuki-onna spend their lives hunting humans in the snow. They stay near mountain roads and prey on the travelers coming and going, or break into homes and flash freeze the inhabitants during the night. While they are killers, Yukon are not entirely cold-blooded. Legends say they can fall in love with their intended prey and let them go free. Some go so far as to marry humans and live happily together. In a region of Japan, an elderly man operated an inn on a mountain trail with his wife. One snowy night, the inn was visited by a young lady traveling alone. She warmed herself by the fire and ate with the innkeeper and his wife. She was sweet and charming and extremely beautiful, so it was even more of a surprise when, in the middle of the night during a fierce blizzard, she stood up and decided to leave the inn. The innkeeper begged her not to go outside and took her hand to hold her back. It was as cold as ice. Merely touching it sucked all the warmth from the innkeeper's body. As he tried to keep the girl in the house, her entire body turned into a fine icy mist and shot up the chimney and out into the night. Another Japanese powerful demon that happens to be my favorite is Bakeneko. One particularly cruel breed of Bakeneko is the two-tailed variety known as Nekomata. Nekomata are found in towns and villages and are born in the same way as other Bakeneko. However, only the oldest, largest cats with the longest tails and therefore the most intelligent become this powerful variety. When a Nekomata turns into a yokai, its tail splits down the center into two identical tails. These evil cats are most likely to be seen walking on their hind legs and speaking human languages. While not all Bakeneko are malicious or violent towards their masters, all Nekomata are. They look upon humans with contempt. Nekomata summon fireballs and start great fires, killing many people. They control corpses like puppet masters with their necromantic powers, and they use their powerful influence to blackmail or enslave humans. The most dangerous and powerful Nekomata live deep in the mountains, where they prowl in the shape of wild cats like leopards and lions. They grow to incredible sizes, many meters long, and prey on other large animals such as wild boars, dogs, bears, and of course, humans. There is a story about a Nekomata who lived in an old, abandoned house. People in the village said that it was bad luck and you shouldn't go near her house. But a group of brave teenagers decided to enter the house and explore. As they walked around the house, they heard some strange noises and felt the terrifying presence. They tried to run, but the doors and windows suddenly locked. Eventually, they managed to find a way out, but were chased by the Nekomata. Since then, they have not been able to sleep at night because of nightmares and the fact that they felt the Nekomata's presence always close by. Thank you for watching. This channel is new, so if you like it, you can support me with a like and subscribe. Also, any comments are welcome. See you soon.